Willowdale was a peaceful valley. Green meadows stretched as far as the eye could see. A clear stream flowed through the valley. It was home to a flock of fluffy sheep. They grazed peacefully. They bleated happily. They lived without a care in the world. At the edge of Willowdale lived a fox named Mary. Mary was unlike any other fox. She didn't hunt rabbits. She didn't chase mice. Mary strangely kept sheep. She cared for them diligently. She protected them from predators. Mary would lead the sheep to the best pastures. She would ensure they had fresh water. She would even sing them lullabies at night. The sheep loved Mary. They trusted her completely. They had no idea what lurked beneath her gentle exterior. Clover was a young, curious sheep. She was always exploring. She often strayed from the flock. One day, Clover wandered near Mary's den. She saw something terrifying. Clover saw bones scattered near the den. They were sheep bones. Clover felt a chill run down her spine. She realized the awful truth. Mary was not their protector. Mary was a predator in disguise. She was fattening them up. She was planning to eat them. Clover was horrified. She couldn't believe her eyes. Clover raced back to the flock. She bleated frantically. She told them about Mary's deception. The sheep were shocked. They couldn't believe their beloved Mary would betray them. Clover proposed a plan. They would build a trap for Mary. They would use their wool to create a net. They would lure Mary into the net. They would then escape Willowdale. The sheep agreed. They began working immediately. They gathered their wool. They worked through the night. They were determined to outsmart Mary. The next morning, the trap was ready. It was a large net made of wool. It was hidden in the tall grass. Clover bleated loudly, pretending to be in distress. Mary heard Clover's bleating. She rushed towards the sound. She wanted to see what was wrong. She fell right into the trap. The sheep watched from the bushes. They saw Mary trapped in the net. They were relieved. They had outsmarted the cunning fox. Section 5. The Wolf's Intrusion. Just as the sheep were about to leave, a wolf appeared. The wolf was huge and menacing. It snarled at the sheep. The sheep were terrified. The wolf had smelled the sheep. It had been tracking them for days. It was hungry and ready to attack. The sheep's plan was falling apart. The wolf's appearance changed everything. The sheep were no longer focused on Mary. They were now facing a new, more immediate threat. Section 6. Chaos in the Fold. The sheep scattered in fear. They ran in all directions. The wolf chased after them. It snapped at their heels. It was a scene of utter chaos. Mary, still trapped in the net, watched the scene unfold. She was forgotten in the chaos. The wolf's arrival had unintentionally saved her. The sheep's carefully laid plan had backfired. They were now more vulnerable than ever. The wolf was relentless in its pursuit. Section 7. Clover's Narrow Escape. Clover ran as fast as her legs could carry her. She dodged the wolf's snapping jaws. She stumbled and fell. She thought she was going to be eaten. But then, the wolf turned its attention to another sheep. Clover scrambled to her feet. She ran towards the woods. She managed to escape. Clover hid amongst the trees. She watched as the wolf continued to terrorize the flock. She felt helpless. She felt responsible for the chaos. Section 8. A New Understanding. Clover realized something important. Survival wasn't just about cunning plans. It was about adapting to unexpected situations. It was about being brave. She had outsmarted Mary, but she hadn't anticipated the wolf. She learned that nature was unpredictable. Survival was a constant struggle. Clover knew she couldn't give up. She had to find a way to protect her flock. She had to be stronger. She had to be more resourceful. Section 9. A Vow Under the Moonlight. As the moon rose, Clover emerged from the woods. She looked out at Willowdale. The scene was heartbreaking. Many sheep were gone. Clover made a vow. She would rally the remaining sheep. She would lead them to safety. She would never let them down again. She would learn from her mistakes. She would be a better leader. She would ensure the survival of her flock. She would not let fear consume her. Section 10. Reclaiming Willowdale. Clover bleated loudly. She called out to the surviving sheep. Slowly they emerged from their hiding places. They were scared but hopeful. Clover led them away from Willowdale. They traveled through the night. They found a new pasture. They were safe for now. Clover knew they would face more challenges, but she was ready. She would lead her flock with courage and wisdom. She would reclaim their lives. They would survive.